We all like opinions, right? We all love to see somebody who sticks to their principles till the very end and doesn't give up, has no concessions when it comes to what they believe in. That's very nice to see indeed, but in some situations, that's exactly what causes great trouble, terrible trouble, both in our personal lives and on the grand scale of things when we talk about countries. The fact that we cannot give up on our opinions is one of the reasons why people go to war or why terrible fights break out. So, in our society, in which things are always so polarized, you have the left fighting against the right, and you have democracy fighting against an authoritarian regime. How do we learn to give up from time to time on our opinions? Well, the first thing to realize is the fact that our opinions hold no objective truth to them. They're just that, opinions. This may sound tough to hear at first, and depending on the situation, you'll argue with me that that's not the case. Because, for instance, yeah, we can agree that opinions are just opinions when it comes to, I don't know, what flavor of ice cream you like, but we can't agree that opinions are just opinions when it comes to race, can we, right? I mean, how can you argue that, for instance, on something like what the Nazis were fighting for, that races aren't equal to each other? That's not something, that doesn't sound like something that's an opinion. That sounds like something that's a falsehood, the opposite of a fact, right? Because why? In the end, if you actually stop to carefully dissect all the things that you believe in life, you'll end up seeing that there's nothing that gives them meaning apart from your own personal belief. They may be based on morality or empathy or stuff like that, or they may be based on the complete opposite of that. But at the end, even morality isn't something objective. And by that I mean you can choose to live a moral life just as well as you can choose to live an immoral one. And there's not a single thing in this universe, a god or anything, that can tell you whether one of the paths is more valuable than the others. So the first step towards letting go of our opinions is to realize that all opinions are created equal. After you realize that, you can move on to the next step. Basically, opinions are very important to the way we define ourselves, because we consider different problems that we face in life, all right? For instance, I don't know, same-sex marriage, all right? And we define who we are based on our response to that problem. Because some people may believe that love is love, no matter what shape or form it takes, while others may believe that, well, that's not the case, I'm sorry, I can't go for that. And based on our answers to all those questions that we face in life, we construct who we are. And I'm trying to give you a different approach to that. Instead of having opinions that define who you are, let yourself just be you and keep your opinions somewhere else, in a pouch. I have this pouch of opinions that I always carry with me. And whenever I hear someone's opinion, I just add it to the pouch. Oh, that person told me that races aren't created equal. All right, that goes to my pouch. That person told me that all human beings are created equal. All right, that as well goes to my pouch. And by having this pouch where all those usually contradictory opinions live in, because it's like an external pouch and you can have a look at them, you can also become a bit detached from them. You can look them from outside of the box. You aren't inside of the pouch fighting with them and dealing with all the emotions. You are coldly analyzing them from a distance. And that allows you in the end to let go of your opinions, even for a bit. Because I don't argue you shouldn't have opinions at all. First of all, that's impossible. That's not how human beings work. And secondly, I don't think that's beneficial, because a human being that doesn't have any opinions, a human being that doesn't believe in anything, will not have the motivation to fight for anything. And if you don't fight for anything, you can't change anything in this world. And I believe there are a lot of things around us that need changing. So if you do want to do the changing, you need to have opinions. But the problem is when your opinions start getting in the way of human progress. And by human progress, I mean together as a society, because each of us has different opinions. And we need to find a way to reconcile all of them and understand each other. And the first step towards understanding each other is understanding that each of us may very well be wrong or not entirely correct, to put it another way. Anyways, that's all for today. Take care and see you around.